What's up, YouTubers? I have quite the video for you today. It's going to be a little bit of a mix. Today we're going to talk about my final thoughts on the KTM RC390. I had a fantastic weekend. I planned on doing one track day at Motorsport Ranch in Crescent, but somehow I got dragged out and I did 2 track days. My second one being at Eagles Canyon Raceway in Decatur, Texas. This weekend was a great weekend, and it really gave me a great opportunity to test the limits and the capabilities of this fine Austrian KTM RC390. So real quick, let's also go over some of the modifications that I made to this bike. The first thing I did whenever I bought this thing was I bought some Double H sintered front pads for it, because I really felt like the front brake was not going to do me any good, or at least the front pads weren't going to do me any good in the situations that I was going to be using this bike in. Secondly, I did the Taiga fluid retaining belly pan, because I knew that keeping all the oil in the bike if it leaked on the track was really important, because safety on the track is key. Next, I did an exhaust. I got the MIVV Ghibli exhaust, a K&N air filter, and I had the dealer reflash my ECU. And then I switched out the Metzler tires to some Dunlop Alpha 13s. I've read some good stuff about these. I definitely am a Pirelli fan, but for these, if Moto America trusts all of their RC Cup riders on these tires, then surely they'd be good enough for me. And then after that, I put the Taiga race tail on it, because this is going to be a race bike for me in the future, and I felt like, hey, what the hell, let's shed some more weight. And then when all that was said and done, I took a bunch of stuff off this thing. So let's see some track footage. But on to the review of this bike. Let's start with the bad things. The front brake rotor sucks. This thing howls when I come off track because it's hot. I really think it could benefit from a floating rotor. The shock is terrible. It was giving me all kinds of issues as soon as I really stepped up the pace at both of the tracks. It would judder and jump around like crazy, and it's definitely one of the first things on my list to get changed whenever I've got the funds to do so. The bike is rattly. That's attributed to the fairings, and I really don't like the transmission. It feels really loose and sloppy. The shifts are long, and I don't know if that's my bike or if that's KTM's in general. Moving on. Reasons I do like this bike. This bike gives you a ton of confidence. It handles fantastic on the track. It's got plenty of power as a beginner's bike, and most importantly, it is light as shit. I already took like 28 pounds of weight off this thing just from pulling stuff off and changing the exhaust. And at 340 wet, you know, I'm down to 310, 312. That's awesome. That's super cool. Mainly because it gives you the confidence that you need to be awesome on track, and it's easy to ride. So this makes it a great race bike. It also makes it a great beginner's bike for first-time motorcycle riders. So all in all, I'm very happy with the performance of this bike, and it really checks all of the boxes in my qualifying list of things that I would like for an ultra lightweight GP bike. And I know that I didn't answer all of the questions about what's good and bad and what are the flaws, because I was trying to be really concise with what I thought about the bike. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys might have. As always, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this from me in the future, and have a nice day.